listening in. Now joining us in studio is a young lady that I've come across on the internet who has literally transformed her life, and it is actually one of our new sponsors that you've been hearing about here on Vegas Unwrapped. And it is our pleasure. Welcome to Vegas Unwrapped, Miss Jill Berth. How are you this evening?
I am doing so great.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you in studio with us tonight. And here in Vegas, weather's a little cooler, but it's all good, isn't it, to be in Vegas?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, are you originally from Vegas?
No, I'm from Utah.
That's what I thought. Okay, and so you brought all this wind with you from Utah.
I did. Absolutely, I did, yes.
Well, we're glad to have you here in studio, and unfortunately, Mr. Cash is not going to participate in this interview because anything having to do with lifestyle transformations, he runs for the hills. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. He's out on assignment, so he'll be back a little later on. So it's just going to be you and me. Is that good?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Well, Jill, listen, I've been following your story a little bit on the internet. I came across your Facebook page, which we've been talking about in our advertising, Transformation Celebration, which is a page on Facebook. Tell us a little bit about that, because that is you up in the corner in the before and after, right?
It is.
Tell us about that.
Well, I actually am a professional dieter. Like, I started my first diet when I was in 3rd grade, and the school nurse came to me and told me that I was one fat little kid and
wow.
I could go on a diet.
In what grade?
In 3rd grade.
3rd grade,
and
all of 8 years old. Jeez.
Yeah, I weighed 142 pounds, so I was overweight. And since then, my weight has just been a roller coaster, and I've struggled with it my entire life.
Okay.
In fact, my whole life I've taken 24 before pictures, and I haven't had an after picture until now.
24 times until now. The 25th time was the charm.
The 25th time was the charm. And since it's been such a roller coaster for me, I actually went and tried out for the Biggest Loser show.
Oh, sure.
In spring of 2010.
Okay.
And I was one of the semi-finalists from Utah, but I didn't get on the show.
Did they say why? Just out of curiosity?
No, they didn't tell me why. I guess it wasn't God's plan. I don't know.
Wow, okay.
But, anyway, I started my system that I've been doing the same week that the Biggest Loser contestants went on to the ranch, the season that I would have been on.
Okay.
And by the season finale for the Biggest Loser at Christmas time, I had lost, I'd released 100 pounds.
Wow.
And I lost more body percent than any of the female contestants did while they were on the ranch the entire time.
Wow.
And it's such a blessing, because now I've released 131 pounds.
Terrific.
And it's half my body weight, and I've gone from a size 22 to a size 4.
So half your body weight, and I played football in high school and took a few knocks to the head, so some will say that I'm not always there.
Yes.
But you're telling me you started out at about 260?
263.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, God bless. So you've only done the program then, if I'm adding it up, for roughly 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years?
It's been, a little over a year, about 1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and before that, I went swimming with my kids one time, right before this, I started this program, and they said, "Mom, go down the slide." And I'm like, okay. So I go down the slide, and my hips got wedged in the slide. And so my nephew had to come to the top of the slide and push me with his feet until I went down. And it was those humiliating moments that brought me to the point that I'm like, okay, I'm at the end of my rope.
Right.
I really need to do something about this. And, I got down to the bottom into the water, and my little boy came over to me, and he said, "Mom, am I fat too?"
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, hey, it's time. I'm ready to do something.
So that's really when the willpower kicks in, where the previous 24 times, you knew you had to do it, but the commitment to it just was not there.
Absolutely.
Until this last time.
Yeah, and I finally found the missing link. Like, if I would have known about this technology when I was in 3rd grade, I wouldn't have struggled with my weight my entire life. Sure. Yeah.
Now, what do you think is the success of what you've done over the last 1.5 years? What has caused the success for you to drop that 130 pounds?
You know what, I really realized that my friend that's a nutritionist brought it to my attention, that it's cleansing. Cleansing is the missing link, and it's not just a cleanse, it's a full body cellular nutritional cleanse. And I didn't know about, the impurities in your body. I didn't know about that kind of thing. So I was so happy to know that was the missing link. And it was along with that and our team support that we have, and like the personal coaching that we give to all of our people. So really it sounds like the first step for you in terms of the commitment you made was education. Absolutely. Educating yourself on your body, what needed to change, and how to change it pretty much. Yes, and how to keep it off, because I've, lost hundreds of pounds over the course of my life.
I'm there with you, up and down, that elevator ride, I'm there with you.
So I wanted a way that I was able to not only lose it, but I knew that without a doubt I would keep it off.
Okay. Now, I think we were talking before the show, there's a huge percentage of the population that when they lose weight goes back on. What is that percentage?
It's about 98%.
So nearly 100% of the people who lose weight end up putting it back on at some point.
Yeah, and at fad diets, they work to it, people lose a few pounds, but then they always gain their weight back plus more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always been the plus that's killed me, Hawkeye.
Yes.
Let me just tell everybody you're listening to Vegas Unwrapped Radio. Special in-studio guest Jill Berth. Check her out on Facebook, facebook.com/Transformation Celebration. And that's her picture on the profile, before and after. And leave your comment. I'm sure she'll be happy to reach out and contact you and kind of get things going for you as well. So what was the first step for you when you committed to this? Now, again, 130 plus pounds is not like dropping 5 pounds, for that last bit of wedding dress or graduation dress or something. You're talking a huge change. What was the first thing that you had to do to really get yourself ready? Once you got educated, once you saw the information and really get going on this?
You know what? Weight loss is all in your head.
Okay.
It's such a mind game. So the first thing I did was to prepare myself mentally. Like I made a vision board, and I don't know who knows what vision boards are, but I made a vision board and I
From The Secret, right?
Yes,
there absolutely. You go, Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah. And so I focused on that vision board, and also I used God. Like I just had to pray every day that He would help me, and He did. And so that's the first thing I did. And then the second thing was, get on the nutritional cleansing system that I've been doing. And that's with those things hand in hand, and just knowing that really this time was going to be the time. Okay. And I'm such a food addict that I actually did a 12-step program along with it. And because I knew that I was a food addict, and I still am. I mean, it doesn't
any
go
addiction,
away.
Yeah, any addiction is trouble.
So I still struggle with it every day. But I went and got one of those scales, and I stepped on it every day. And as long as I knew, it had to have the ounces on it, because as long as I knew I was going down an ounce, every day, then I was in the right direction.
That's the extra added motivation, is to see the progress.
Yeah. And since then, my life has totally changed.
In what ways?
I was down here in St. George, Utah, with my family, and my son, who was 18, he said, "Mom, let's go climb that mountain." And for a minute, I was in my fat head thinking, I can't climb a mountain. I've never climbed a mountain before. But then I knew that I could do it. Right. So the next morning, we packed our bag, and we climbed to the top of that mountain, and we sat side by side, and he turned to me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "Mom, thank you so much for getting healthy for us." And it's those kind of moments. It was at that time that I knew that I was going to live my life, that I was going to, play with my kids, because I've robbed them for so many years of me not being the mom that was there. So I don't sit on the sidelines anymore. I go swimming with them and bungee jumping and just all those kind of fun things that they've always wanted me to do.
Can you hear, and I can hear the emotion in your voice as you tell that story, that it still is a winning emotion that you helped satisfy a need that your children had. It's more than just the person who needs to lose the weight, but the effect of the weight gain / weight loss, those that it affects in the peripheral as well, is pretty important.
Absolutely.
Which is a nice story to have. That's very good.
Yeah.
Cool.
My kids are so proud of their mom now.
And they should be.
Yeah.
They should be. They should be on your website telling everybody about it. No, that's tremendous. And I'm sure you have. Now, you mentioned a support group that was involved with what your program was, and some other coaching. I mean, how important to your progress were they as well?
You know what, when you do our system, then you get along with a personal cleansing coach. And so what that looks like is that they call you and make sure that you are reaching your goals. And we go over when that person comes on board with us, we make sure that we know what their goals are, and what they, if they're addicted to food, and if they're on any, if they have any medical problems or anything like that. So we just kind of watch that, and we help those people reach their goals. Now,
do you reach out to these people via email, Skype, phone calls? Is it local people in your area?
It's all the above. We have people all across the country, and Australia and Canada and Mexico, and and everywhere. And so it's become, you know, a pretty big thing. But not only with that, but there comes team support, not only on Facebook. We have Facebook pages where people, you know, if you have a question, then there's a whole group of people to jump on and answer your question, and that kind of thing. And up where we live, we even have huge team support where we have like a Biggest Loser party where we come and weigh in every week, and we, you know, place the crown on the person's head who loses the most percentage, and you know, that kind of thing. So we just have huge team support, and I think that that's what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely.
Is making sure that you have somebody there that knows what you've been through, and you know, and that kind of thing. And it's not just for weight loss, but it's the energy that I have now, and you know, and I've seen that with so many more people, and just the health benefits that come along with, you know, with cellular cleansing. And I truly feel like I have a different life now than I did before.
Right, you literally shed your skin.
I did.
Wow, I mean, that's amazing. You know, to think about the support group, there are a lot of factors that go into a program of any kind, but when it comes to the mental motivation of sticking to a program like you've done, to the loss that you've had, having that extra support mechanism lets you know you're not alone.
Right.
And there's too many people that go into these programs, as I've done over the years, where you've tried it alone or you've tried it with a spouse, and you would think it would be enough, but a husband and wife lose weight differently, and usually the wife bails out and says, "Oh, you're losing weight faster than I am. I can't keep up with this."
Because the husbands lose it so much faster.
Right. Oh, it's all water weight, dear. Don't worry about it. You know, it's the less beer we're drinking or something. But, you know, having that support group of people who have been down the exact road that you've been there, I mean, you probably can't put a price tag on it.
No. No, I can't. And it's those people that Facebook me and email me and call me on the phone that say, you know, thank you so much for changing my life, or thank you, you know, I've been able to do this with my kids, or, you know, and I just sit and cry every day of happy tears. Just, I'm so thankful that I've been blessed to be able to help so many people.
All right, let's hold it right there. I want to take a quick time out. You have a few more minutes to stick with us after break?
Yeah.
Terrific. I have a few more questions, and then we're going to set everybody off to your fan Facebook page and get all the information they need. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped with Jill Burtz, sitting here in studio. When we come back on the other side, we're going to share some information with you that may shock you into doing something for your health by the time we get off the air tonight. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. I'm Aaron Phillips. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay.
I had to do that because my battery's dying.
All right.
I didn't want it to crap out in the middle of everything.
Can I just